Hey, I'm Marisha.
And I'm Antoine.
Welcome to the Great Unknown Tour podcast.
The purpose of this podcast and this tour is to share our journey of saying yes to the great unknown with God in hopes of encouraging you to step out on faith and embrace your adventure with Him.
In January 16, 1 month after being married, we took the $3,000 we received at our wedding instead of receiving wedding gifts and hopped in our 99 Oldsmobile Cutlass. Starting in LA, we embarked on a nationwide tour for 1 year, popping up in 30 cities and 21 states for 2 weeks at a time, doing free hip-hop concerts and dance workshops at youth organizations to teach students about purpose and identity. That year, we lived off the money from our wedding and the donations that came in from communities we served.
We called it the Great Unknown Tour because we found ourselves leaning into uncertainty and trusting God in a way that made us feel very uncomfortable, very vulnerable, and quite frankly, scared. Neither one of us had established careers, and the people around us were wondering why we weren't being responsible adults and settling into the American dream. We had no idea what the future held, but we believed that God would show us the way. And He did. That journey set the foundation of our marriage, and we've been adventuring with God ever since.
Fast forward to 2022, we live in the DC metro area with our 2 toddlers, and guess what? God asked us to trust Him again. In the midst of a financial crisis, God asked us to step into the great unknown again.
We always wanted to tour again, but we never took it seriously because we thought that a year-long trip with toddlers would be too big of a task for us to complete. But God asked us to reconsider.
This time it would be in an RV. With the encouragement of our small group, we decided this time we would do a podcast interviewing married couples about embracing their adventure with God. During the last tour, we had so many rich conversations about saying yes to the great unknown, but we didn't record them. This time we are.
So that's it. You heard it. We're touring the U.S. in an RV for 1 year. We'll be getting out in nature with the fam and having conversations on this podcast with married couples about saying yes to the great unknown in hopes that these convos will give you a blueprint of how to embrace your adventure with God.
We believe missions like this are a community effort. We are currently fundraising to be able to start the tour and are looking for sponsors and people to partner with us to make it happen. We need an RV, all the supplies that come with it, lodging, and everything you can think of for a family of 4.
Another way to partner with us is to join our Patreon community. Shout out to y'all. You'll have access to exclusive content that takes you to the behind the scenes of our day-to-day life on the tour, monthly private live streams, Q&As, special edition merch, and much more. If you head to the partnership part of our website, tgutour.com, that's tgutour.com, you can find more details about how to partner with us there. If you're listening to this episode, you can find all the links for fundraising in the show notes. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can find those same links in the description. Let's get into today's episode. We got another episode coming to you. It is by far the funniest episode we've ever done.
Washed her body and she was like, I like my booty crack shining. I'm like, I'm really about to wash the crack of this old lady's behind.
We interviewed Chuck and Alicia Baker, some of our friends. They get into their journey of having kids.
Is this what we're supposed to be doing? It's like, God, what's going on? Do something. You're going to have to... Why you let us go all the way down this road like this and now we just out here?
Yeah. And how that caused, so much tension in a relationship, how they dealt with withdrawal and other people's opinions about how they were going about having kids. It's crazy. It's crazy. You'll love it. It'll encourage you.
I laughed so hard. Like, I felt like it was, what do they call it? Like, laugh therapy or whatever. Like,
yeah.
They just encouraged me to not give up no matter what. Like, if there is something that you are in the slightest way contemplating giving up or need a reminder to just not give up, and this is it.
And so I kept telling him, like, I love you, and I know that, you know, you've been through a lot in relationships, and I don't want you to be unhappy. And so if it'll make you unhappy to start a family again, we should split.
This would definitely do it.
For sure. Yeah. So we're gonna stop talking and let you check out the episode. Peace. All right, so we got a special treat for y'all today. We have a couple that we are excited to hear them share their story. I know them. We know them primarily. Well, how do we say that? I guess we know them through my sister. And, well, Danielle, my sister, has I forget what she called them. Does she have a name for the friend group? Don't y'all have a name? Is there like a name?
All three of y'all, don't you have a name?
There's like a name. There's like a special name.
Something.
It's like Destiny's Child, something like that.
Absolutely not.
Charlie's Angels.
Something like that. SWV.
Charlie's Angels.
There are three of us, that's true.
Something like that. So my sister has this friend group, and they met every week for when they were all single. I don't know why they met. Maybe they were praying for a husband, but they were.
Oh my gosh! Don't do them like that.
That's not.
They met every week. They were having fun hanging out, and we got to know Alicia and her story when we moved back to Ohio and lived with my dad for a while. And yeah, and so now everybody's grown in a relationship. Now she's married, have kids. We got that's that camera angle. We got Chuck here. So we met Chuck and Alicia through my sister, and what should I say about them? This couple is eclectic. They are, eclectic. They are creative and bold. Risk takers. There we go. That's the word. Risk takers. They are. They like to have fun. They like to explore. Do you have any other adjectives?
Challenge the status quo.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Turn up.
Lord Jesus.
Turn down for what?
And we love Jesus.
We do love Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
They are God-fearing.
He loves us.
They love people.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. So we're excited to.
They love their people. I'll say that. I know that about y'all.
I got a whole lot of good stuff. Just what y'all talking about again?
We are excited to introduce to some and present to others the Bakers, Chuck and Alicia Baker. Do men call you Chucky or just women?
I hope not.
What?
Most people just call me Chuck. Men and women.
Oh, see, I just want to make sure.
Men and women, boys.
Because Danielle calls her Kenneth, but like everyone else calls him Ken. But I'm not changing. I just call him Kenneth. But he introduced himself as Ken to everybody. So I just want
I call him
I'm just
Kenneth.
checking in.
Actually,
Right,
did you know that he goes by Jay?
No, I ain't never heard that.
Oh.
That's when you're not really his friend. You call him Jay.
Oh. Hilarious.
We'll ask them about that when they're actually going to be our next couple. So I'll ask them about that when they come on.
It's like, hey, we got on the show. We got Jay.
That's hilarious.
Who told you about that?
That's like me when I like monikers I use at like Starbucks. That's funny. That's funny. All right, so how did y'all meet? Tell us how y'all met.
Because when we met Alicia, we heard a lot about Chuck.
For real?
Yes.
Girl was in love, boy. She was in love.
I can't roll my eyes hard enough for me to stuck in the back of my head.
She was driving down Gettysburg. I was driving down the other way, and I had to do a U-turn. And I was like, "Come here, let me." And the rest was history.
That is a lie. You gonna tell the real story?
Well,
Hey man, you can't be riding down Gettysburg yelling out your window at women, dog.
Nah, that's a bad idea.
That's a very bad idea.
So we
met at church.
Yeah. I had just come back from. That's not true. I had been back from Atlanta for.
I didn't know.
Maybe a few months. My cousin, who's the other one in the group of three.
Trio.
And the trio. That's what it is. The trio.
I did not know that y'all were cousins. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yes, we're cousins.
No, I don't think I knew
My
that.
cousin said, come to church with me. We're going to go to choir rehearsal. I was going through a bout of depression at the time. I had gotten out of a really bad relationship. And we came to church. I came to church for a choir rehearsal, and out pops Chucky. And I was like, who is that? Not in a who is that way, but like a judgmental, ugh, who is that? And
She thought I was gay, bro.
I did initially. And my cousin was like, actually, he has all of the females,
friends.
all the ladies love cool Chuck. And I was like, I don't see why.
You about to find out.
And then months passed, and I did see him like with people. Like he definitely had a gaggle of them. And one day he prayed us out at the end of choir rehearsal. And mind you, like I already hadn't really like been feeling him at all, because he would like have choir rehearsal and always leave me off the text message. I really felt like he was disrespectful. And I even hemmed him up once, and I was like, look, the next time that you don't send me the text message, I'm not going to come, and I'm not going to come again. And so he used to send me the separate text message. And I think he used to call me like rock star, because I had this like really big curly afro.
No, I know your name. It was just Bright Eyes.
More reason to not like him, right? He didn't even know my name. So,
She was cute though.
so one day he prays us. So one day he prays us out, and my spirit was literally like, "This is your husband," and my eyes popped open.
Because of the prayer or during the prayer?
During the prayer, as he was praying.
Okay.
Because my eyes popped open, and I remember thinking, like, no, Jesus, he's light skinned.
What?
She liked dark skinned dudes.
Yes, I literally remember thinking, no, Jesus, he's light skinned. And I didn't like him at that point, but I started to develop feelings for him over time. But I wouldn't talk to him. So I remember he's like sometimes like offered to walk me to my car, and I always would like just walk away and leave.
She would sprint to her car and peel off, because she didn't want to give me any inkling that she thought I was cute or anything.
I didn't say I thought you were cute. I still haven't said that.
You didn't like me or anything. You didn't want me to know any of that.
Yes, that's true. So I remember I guess he saw this picture of me on Facebook, and my mom was like, "Oh, Chuck commented on a picture of you. Is he my new son-in-law?" And I was like, "No."
Mamas.
Right? And she was like, "Oh, I think that could be a really good fit for you." But like, I don't know. And then what happened? You bumped into me.
Yeah, we went to the Whitney Houston thing.
Just like months later now.
Yeah, it was way months way later. I was impressed by how smart she was and how able she was to articulate her point of view. And I thought that
Wait. Y'all went to the Whitney Houston thing together?
No.
Okay.
No. And so I guess I kind of got ahead of myself. So when she came to choir rehearsal a couple of times, we ended up having this conversation about mental health in the Black community. Basically, how everything is the devil. So it's like, man, everything. Gosh, come on, bro. Some folks have a chemical imbalance. It ain't the devil. Like, stop it. So we were having this conversation at choir rehearsal, and she had a point of view. And as she was talking, I was kind of like, what's your name again? Like, you real smart. You cute too. All right. So, fast forward 5, 6 months, I don't know, whatever it was. So this is obviously after I prayed, all this sort of stuff, and as I'm trying to flirt with her, but she's running away and this sort of stuff, right?
Hey, what's the prayer? What's the prayer about?
There's
Is
just
it like
no
I see
recollection.
something, God? Is it like I see something,
No,
God?
he was just
Or
like,
do you
Lord
see
bless
it?
everybody at choir rehearsal. Like it
It
wasn't.
was like,
It's a
may the
prayer.
Lord watch between me and thee while we are absent, one from another. And she said, "Oh no, Lord, he light skinned." So that's it. But anyway, so fast forward months, we are. Well, I didn't. You weren't going to the Whitney Houston thing. Neither one of us were going to this thing.
I was supposed to be in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I wasn't going.
Wait, no, I was supposed to be in another state meeting another man.
Hello, boy.
That's where I was supposed to be.
That's what it's
But
called.
God said, "No, ma'am.
Mercy said no,
You need to go. You need to go over there so your husband can ask you on a date."
and I was not going to this Whitney Houston thing at all. I was headed back to Cincinnati. That's where I lived, and somebody gave me a free ticket, and they had soul food there, and I was like, "Well, I gotta eat, and it's free, so I might as well." Like that was it. So
You're both
when
there.
that's when we bumped into each other, and what?
Go ahead. And then what
Well-
you say? What happened? What you
I
do?
was like, "Girl, let me holler at you." Actually, I didn't. I got really nervous, but I ended up asking her on a date. I
Hey,
said something to the effect of, "I want to ask you to dinner." Yeah, I want to ask you to dinner. And then she just she didn't say anything. I was like, if that's too much, we can do like lunch. We can do lunch, you know. And she still didn't say anything. I was like, if that's not quite enough, then we can do like a dinner sort of thing. So she said, "Well, you got my phone number. You contact me with choir, so just use it." And I was like,
oh dang.
"Dang, I know." Like I said, she didn't want me to know she liked me, so and we still deal with that today. I don't. I don't know. We were just at dinner. I was like, "Do you like me yet?" She was like, "Shut up, I'm on the phone." I was like, "All right, cool."
Oh my gosh.
Did you like my dinner? It was from a can. I was like, "Never."
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I really wait.
I was like, "Never mind."
But I really am like that.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I just want to say I didn't do it.
What happened there? Oh, I see.
Gosh.
You kicked it down.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Let there be light. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh, I love you guys.
Terrible. This is terrible. This actually happened though. All of this happened. We're not making fun of it.
Oh my
All of
gosh.
this happened.
We've been together ever since, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is
No,
the
you
best.
dumped me like 3 times.
Yeah, I
but
did.
outside of him breaking up with me 2 or 3 times, we've been together ever since.
About 3 times. I broke over. We're together now though.
Love you too.
You don't really like me though.
I do like you.
All right.
I like you, big dog.
Oh man.
Next question.
That's funny.
Terrible.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
This one is like, wow, really? Yeah.
What, Alicia, for you, what made you say yes to the date?
I already had it so bad for Chucky. When I tell you, this man was so chivalrous and so smart and so clean, and he smelled good, And I was like, listen, I literally knew in my heart, I was like, if this is not my husband, he has been placed in my life to show me what my husband will be like. Because when I say I had it bad, oh, Jesus help me. Like I am married to my biggest crush.
Oh.
Yeah. So I knew I was going to say yes, but y'all know me. Like I got a response for everything. But shut up, Chucky. but I was just nervous, and so that's why I like took so long to say anything, because I didn't know what to say. Yeah.
Got it.
It makes sense.
That's funny. That's funny. Yours was, well, I guess there's a kind of not matter of fact, but like it was he didn't know he was gonna see her there. Like when I told Marisha how I felt about her, we were volunteering, and I hadn't planned to tell her that day, but I just could not say it anymore, and I just.
I should have made him work a little harder for it.
Hey.
I just was like, okay. He's like, you want to go to lunch after this? I was like, okay. He's like, you want to talk longer and take a walk in the rain holding hands? And I was just like, okay.
No,
He's
she
like,
wasn't.
you want to go out
she
to the
wasn't,
movies
she
after
wasn't
this?
like that. She was
like,
not like
okay.
that. She was not like that. When I told her how I felt, she was like, sleep. She was like, what?
No, I was like, okay. He was like, I like you. I was like, okay, I like you too. He was like, no, I like you. I really like you. And I'm like, what? Like, I guess I was a little taken back by your openness, because you hadn't been thus far. But yeah, that makes sense, knowing Alicia now, your personality, and just that whole, it's not a game. It shouldn't be a game, but matters of the heart, your feelings, you just want to make sure they're safe.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know that I was worried. I didn't not. It's not that I didn't trust him. The Bible says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." Yeah. And I didn't want to influence Chucky's feelings toward me. I was really nervous about that. So I wasn't trying to, push up.
And I don't like them type of chicks anyway. So if it's like, yo, I like you, it's like, I like you too, and I think you're my husband.
At what point did you tell him then?
She didn't. It was after we were already together.
Okay.
Or maybe we might have been married, actually.
So Chucky took me
yesterday. She told me yesterday.
So I went to UD for my doctor of physical therapy degree, and so we were taking a walk through UD. I don't know if I started school yet.
That.
Yes, Dr. Baker. Tell us more.
I don't know if I started school yet, but we went to UDF, which is across the street. We got ice cream.
We sure did.
And we were walking through, and it's so funny because like our entire relationship has had like a soundtrack and places we've been, like all kinds of crazy things have gone on for us. So we're walking through UD's campus, and it was like late at night. And he told me that he had a friend who was like a pastor at some like really nice church that like does weddings. Like they're known for having weddings there. And he had seen Chucky and said, hey, have you met anybody? I would love for you to like use my church or something like that for a wedding. And he said, I told him, I was like, yeah, I did meet somebody. And then he started like kind of like stammering through it. And I literally just looked at him and I was like, you already know who I am. Like, you already know who I am to you. We don't have to play like this. And he was like, you're right. And I think a little bit after that, I kind of told him like that he prayed, but I think we had been like pretty well into our relationship before I divulged that.
She didn't tell me that until after we were together. Yeah.
And we took a long time to get together.
Yeah, we did.
Like literally, my parents' nickname for him was "Not Your Boyfriend."
What's a long time?
That's not my boyfriend.
What's a long time? What's a long time?
I think we had to been together maybe 6 months before I let you meet my parents.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was just by chance, kind of.
And I think it was longer than that before you. No, it can't be that long, can it?
I don't know.
Maybe it was like 5 months before he met my parents. I don't think he knew where I lived still, though. Like, it was a long.
No, I still didn't know.
I would not. I used to make him meet me in the parking lot.
Alicia.
I did. I used to make him meet me in a parking lot instead of picking me up from my house.
We had to meet in a well-lit parking lot.
That's awesome.
That was busy.
But she was living in Atlanta, bro. Like,
Y'all went to the same church.
Yes.
oh yeah, that's
On the choir
that's
team
funny.
together.
That's funny.
Oh, he used to sneak me gifts in the choir pews.
I did.
Yes, he used to like come in random, like he would sit by me because nobody knew we were dating. And he would like leave like a rubber duck, because I used to have like a duck collection. He would like leave a rubber duck beside me, or like a magnet, or like a love note. He was really sweet.
That's awesome.
You did.
Aww.
That's cool.
Good.
That boy good. Oh, I'm so tired of cackling.
I know. Terrible.
Tell us, since y'all love laughing and being funny, what's the funniest memory that you two have together?
Oh, how?
Funniest memory. When I had to watch your grandma.
Yeah, do watch my granny's booty.
Okay. So we were married. Oh, I'm about to die. Help me, Jesus. So
I forgot about that.
we were married. His mom went out of town. And so his parents are older. So his grandma is ancient. She's, God rest her dead.
Yeah, she was in her 90s?
So she
So she was in her 90s.
So she lived alone, and she needed a bath. And so I came over, and like she's very particular, but she doesn't like she didn't like anybody, but she really liked me.
It's like cooking.
So I like get everything together to wash her, and I like I'm washing her body, and she was like, I like my booty crack shining. I'm like, I'm really about to wash the crack of this old lady's behind. Mm-hmm. So I told Chuck, I was like, your grandma got the longest booty crack I done ever seen. But you know, like,
Oh my gosh.
It's not right. This really long booty crack. And y'all ready? And then
think of the whole screen.
out pops a little. Wait, and then out pops a little boo boo pellet, like on the floor.
Oh man, that was crazy,
And I had to
man.
clean that up.
Like pow, it was like right there, like pow.
Came out of the bathroom. I was like, you ain't never leaving me. Never.
It was crazy.
Oh my
bro.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh,
So
messed
Granny's
up.
long booty crack.
Long booty crack, bro.
Oh wait. And then
Oh my gosh.
then his grandma's birthday came around, and Chucky's on the phone with her, and she like, oh, the old girl getting up there. She was like, what, like 93, 90? It's like her 93rd, 94th birthday, something crazy, her 106, something like that.
Something.
And and she said, oh, God, keep me down. I said, Granny, only the good die young. Because she was so mean. Like, she used to swat children in the pews. She was wild. She would tell people they couldn't read when they was up there stuttering, when they was like reading the benediction or something. She was wild, y'all.
She said out loud, too.
She said out loud, you can sit down, you can't read.
So while he preaching, he ain't hitting on nothing. He ain't hitting on nothing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she sat like in the sixth seat from the front. So
Oh my
don't
gosh.
sit in her seat.
Yes.
If you sit in her seat, Granny she will walk down to her seat.
Oh my
when you
gosh.
sitting there, and she just stand there and look at you.
She tell you how you got a big back. Your head is in the way.
Like, move, get up out my seat. Like, all right.
Oh my gosh.
My Granny was a trip.
Oh my gosh.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. long booty crack.
Oh my
R.I.P.
gosh.
Granny.
Oh my gosh.
My Granny.
Man.
Oh.
That was Granny.
I don't even how you get back. How you get back from that?
You asked.
You asked the story. You said, what's the funniest story? I think that's pretty good.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome, man.
Goodness. Granny.
Oh my God.
Gotta learn booty crack.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Okay, real quick, before we go on to the main question. I can't even. Okay, in like 2 seconds, how long have you been married?
7.5 years.
Okay.
Closer than that.
Closer than who? Closer to
More
what?
than 7.5. We 7.
We 7.75.
Yeah, we almost 8.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 8.
We're almost 8
in August.
Yeah. August, yeah.
Gotcha. Aww. Sorry. Okay, I just wanted to wrap that up.
You said you had 2 questions.
I don't know the other one.
Okay.
I can't think after that.
We've been together for 10.
Yeah, we've been together 10 years. And
That's
then
wild.
it's almost 8. So, yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
Cool.
I don't even know what to say right now.
Oh, just keep going.
What's your funniest
I
story?
Oh.
That is, I don't even know.
What do you think?
We're just not that funny.
That's not true, Marisha.
Whatever.
That's not right. As I said, that's not true.
Oh man.
I don't know if any of that funny. One just funny story I can think of. I don't know. I don't think this is the funniest, but one time, we were all eating dinner, and Marisha was. Marisha was. We were sitting. Oh, you've been to my dad's house? Yeah, you've been to my dad's house, Chuck. So like that round table, we're all sitting there eating dinner.
Yeah.
And so I think, on the left by the cabinets, Montana's. No. I think I'm in the back by the window. Marissa's near the counters, and Montana's right there by the garage door. Sitting like that. And Marissa's eating this. She's eating some. She eats some crackers. I think maybe we had tuna. I think maybe like lunchtime, and and Marissa's just eating the crackers.
I'm holding Montana.
Oh, you're holding Montana.
Yes,
okay.
I'm
You're
holding Montana.
And Marissa's just eating the crackers like regular speed. And one time, Marissa goes to. She's just going regular motion, not slow or anything. Just takes the cracker out and is going to her mouth. And Marissa's like, pick it up, and she's like it's here. But like before it even gets to her mouth, Montana
Snatches.
rips it.
Just straight snatches it.
She rips it
so
from her
fast,
hand.
I didn't even see it coming. She takes the whole thing. It doesn't break, nothing.
She rips it from her hand and bites it in the same motion.
Yes.
She's like,
Yes.
it just kept going. It was so
Yes.
funny. What's
That
another
was
one?
fast.
Yes.
The babies are fast too.
You gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker than that.
Golly.
I don't know. What's a funny one?
I don't know. We'll think of one and maybe at the end.
One funny thing that Montana used to do was, we have, the camera in the room. Montana at night used to jump from her crib to the rocking chair, back and forth for like an hour. She was just, and they were probably like 3 feet apart. She would just launch herself from one to the other for like an hour straight.
I love it. She wake up
And so now
tired.
the chair's still broken.
I had a crazy dream last night.
That's crazy. That's funny. If you think of any funny stories,
That is a funny story.
That's a great story.
Yeah, if I think. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the question is, bum 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 bum. Great unknown. Has there been? Is there any time in your life where you were trusting God. Oh my gosh. Can you guys hear these?
Yeah.
Sound effects?
No.
Oh, he
Chucky's making
just
his own.
he just drum rolled me. Anyway.
I love it.
I can't. I feel like I can't. Okay. Yeah, just tell us about a time when you were trusting God and you didn't know what was going to happen next. Do you want to clarify that question? Say it a different way. You're looking at me like you're going to just say it like that.
I'm just listening because I'm just listening.
You can say it. Say it. Come on, it's the question.
I was gonna say, when has God asked you to say yes to the great unknown? That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
See, that's what I wanted him to say in the first place.
Say yes to the great unknown.
You could have said it.
Well, we talked about that. This was our challenge. The great unknown challenge was Chip having our first child
And our second child.
and boom, yes.
Family planning, period.
All of the above. All of the above. So, man, I guess we just had to go through a lot. We couldn't do it the normal way. Had to do some extra stuff to try to get Chip here. And,
What are you talking about? Like an orgy? Like what kind of extra stuff?
Oh my gosh.
You are really just like skipping over. So like there's an art of storytelling, my dear, and you just are like not engaging in the story.
We'll just have a lot of editing to do. That's all.
He said some extra stuff.
Okay. Am I gonna have to drive?
Let's start over.
We have to
You asked the question, Alicia answer, and then
No,
we'll.
it's fine. She can just start. She can start right now. It's fine.
So
keep the orgy part.
I think
that's kind of fun.
it's not even as simple. I don't think for our great unknown, it's not even as simple as like getting to the baby. It's been a lot of like getting over ourselves and like learning to be vulnerable with each other, and like learning to love each other. And so I think I'm gonna preface it by saying that the reason that I'll make this part quick, but the reason that I said yes to Chucky, like the reason that we're married, is because I read this blog post that said you don't marry the person that you can live with but you can't live without. It's none of those things. It's actually the person that you want to become the most Christ-like with, because marriage is challenging, and it's like peeling back an onion. And so the person that you're with is actually going to expose the parts of you that are least Christ-like, so that you can have that transformation. And I wanted to do that with Chucky. So that's why this is my husband.
That's a
And
part.
in our fertility journey, I have seen some of the ugliest parts of myself, and I think it has also been the same for him. Anyway, yeah.
Yourself, I'm beautiful.
So Chucky, this is his second marriage.
Right.
We gonna get into it for real? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, go
This is his
ahead.
second marriage. After his divorce, he had a vasectomy. We started dating. It's not problematic to me that he, at least at that point it wasn't, that he had a vasectomy, because we were under the impression that should we decide that we wanted to have a family, we were just gonna do it. We were gonna do the vasectomy, and everything was gonna be everything.
Or undo it.
Or sorry,
Gotcha.
thank you. We're gonna reverse the vasectomy, and everything was gonna be
Gotcha.
everything. Even
Is
in
the procedure
dating-
that simple?
Now we know it's not, but they sell it like it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even in dating though,
Still his. You got PTSD, bro. It's bad.
so even in dating though, we hit some roadblocks regarding family planning. I love children. I'm our children's minister at church. Was super, and I wanted to be somebody's mama even more than I wanted to be somebody's wife, believe it or not. And so we kind of gotten into it because Chucky's older than me. He was he wanted to get on cruise ships and sing in his free time, and I'm like, that don't go with being my baby daddy. So so fast forward, we get married. I finally hit that point where I'm like, I'm ready to have a baby. And when I disclosed it, I was like, I'm ready to have a baby like yesterday. Like we need to get on this. Like I want a baby now. And so, we saved up the money, had the vasectomy reversal, expected that it was going to go well. And like the resulting numbers weren't what we hoped for. Chucky's compliance with taking medication, because he's a black man, right, wasn't what I hoped it would be.
I got swimmers, bruh. I'm just older, that's all. So they swim around in a circle on the back. They don't want to go nowhere. They be like, we're supposed to go this way. But like, no, we're going to stay right here. Like, wading in the water. Chilling.
So, we're praying about it. I'm upset. I'm crying. My cycle's coming every month.
Right.
My dad is like, "Oh, you're exaggerating. You're gonna be pregnant by Christmas." Christmas rolls around. What year is this?
I'm saying, like, was this July when he said you'll be pregnant by Christmas?
Gosh.
Like,
so he says this in October.
19.
Okay.
19.
October of like 2017 or 18.
I don't think it was 17. I don't think it was 17. It was probably 18 or 19. It was probably 18 or 19.
Okay, of 18.
Yeah.
So of 18, he says this. Christmas comes. I am pregnant. I'm cutting up at Christmas, mad at daddy. Ready for this? Christmas of 19 comes. I'm cutting up, mad at my daddy, but really I'm mad at God. And super angry with my husband. Because I felt as though he didn't, do what he needed to do to make the procedure successful. And so finally...
The procedure.
The vasectomy reversal.
I got you. So there's stuff you got to do?
Oh, there's like medication you need to take. Yeah. So like you have the surgery, but you're not done after the surgery.
Like, ain't that enough? That's what I said.
So what else? What else do you do?
There's lots of medication
you take a lot of medicines, and it mess with your stomach and your body. You get both and stomach aches and headaches and double vision. Just a bunch of...
You ain't have the right double vision. You're extra.
Like, look, single vision, double vision. Single vision, double vision. I ain't start wearing glasses until after the second.
This is a lie. He's had glasses since he was like 6.
That was pretty good. It was right there.
Oh man.
So I was super mad about it or whatever, and then so finally, because he was seeing a urologist, because the urologist is the one that does that procedure and like helps everything, right? And so finally the urologist was like, "Hey guys, with the way that this is looking, you need to do in vitro fertilization," which I knew was going to be a whole lot on my body.
And a whole lot out of my pocket. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Do you mind describing
that comment slide?
We're gonna let Do you mind describing the toll on your body?
Okay. Yeah. So I had to take a bunch of shots.
Yeah.
Is that where it started? No, first I had to do something called a saline sonogram, where they had to like basically pump a saline like through my female organs to make sure that like I had patent or like open fallopian tubes, and that like and to see my uterus to make sure everything looked fine. It was very uncomfortable. I had to do all kinds of labs to make sure that like hormonally I was fine. So everything was checking out. I was looking fertilized. I was looking fertile. But then I had to take all of these drugs. So like lots of injections. So like lots of oral pills and then injections in order to create a bunch of eggs that were mature. So like ordinarily, like you make 1 or 2 eggs every month with your cycle. And they had me make 16. And so I remember like driving in the car and like I could feel every bump in the road. And I was like, I felt like I had like 2 grapefruits in my stomach, like in my like lower abdomen.
Oh my gosh.
I was moody. I was like always yelling at Chucky during it.
He's yelling.
He's probably looking for me in the bed. Sorry, our toddler is awake.
You may go tell him to go lay down.
No, you're fine. He'll be fine.
Go lay down.
So it was just a lot of like back and forth. And the other thing was that like Chucky wasn't very communicative during it. And so there was a lot of question from me as like whether or not Chucky even was interested in family planning. And so I kept telling him like, I love you. And I know that, you know, you've been through a lot in relationships. And I don't want you to be unhappy. And so if it'll make you unhappy to start a family again, we should split. Because my heart is not going to desire anything else. And if you can't show up in this way, I'm going to resent you. And Chucky was basically like, if you leave me, I'm going to drag you. So you probably shouldn't do that. And I was like, well, that's not really the response I was hoping for. But, you know, we're still sticking it out. And
wait, hold on.
Lots of arguments.
Hold on. Pause right there. Chuck, where were you?
I felt pretty confident that while I may not have executed in the way that you desired for me to, these people still chopped my nuts all the way up. So I felt like that's what I said, right? And that's what I said. So I'm like, look, you can't sit here and say that I'm not at least putting forth any effort. So maybe you're disappointed by the amount of effort, but to say I'm putting forth no effort, all right, cool. So you decide to leave now after I done put my nuts all up on the table like this? That's cool. You're going to feel my pain. You want to leave? You're going to feel my pain. I'll make sure you feel my pain. But, you know. It was just, you know, it was a lot. It felt like she was doing a lot, I was doing a lot, and we had nothing to show for it. So it's just frustrating. So it's like, okay, well, is this what we're supposed to be doing? It's like, God, what's going on? Do something. You're gonna have to. You know, why you let us go all the way down this road like this, and now we just out here?
Yeah.
What we doing? Well, so if you don't do it, it ain't gonna get done.
Yeah. So then there in that point of tension, like, was there questions about if God wanted it, if
we gonna get there?
Like your faith, like was your faith, like how was your faith at that moment, like the strength of it, like please continue.
So I think at that point we had this idea that like, well, it'll work. But then when it came time, like we found out like I had like all of my eggs were mature, and we were like, whoa, that's awesome, right? And then like,
what does the egg maturity mean?
So like basically like they thought that my eggs were good. Like they thought that I had
got you.
good quality eggs.
Gotcha.
And then they went to fertilize them, and then like most of them
they fertilized them with
Chucky's sperm. Most of them fertilized, but then like with attrition, we went from like 14 to 2.
14, yeah, it's like 14 possible chances of babies
to like
and
2
every day. It was like, yeah, we're down to 11, but that's great. That's a good number. we're down to 9. We're down to 6.
2. And then we have to have 2 embryos.
Down to 2.
And so then that was like sobering for us. And then after you go through all that, then you have to go through a transfer. So you have to take that embryo and put it into, into the uterus.
Yep.
There are additional medications for that.
Yep.
And so
Wait, hold on. We gotta slow down. So the eggs were not in your body?
No. So they took those eggs. So So they had to do it. So they had to put me to sleep. They take this needle. They insert the needle through the wall of the vagina into the ovary, and extract the eggs.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Marisha's shaking her head like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm. So then I wake up, I'm groggy, right? Like there's a recovery. I can't go straight to work, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then they have to, you get a little bit of downtime, and then they start you back up on meds to prepare your body to put the embryo back in. Mm-hmm. And so I'm back on meds now.
So wait, they put his sperm with the egg? Is that what that means?
Yeah, they put that sperm with the egg in the lab.
Okay.
Just so people have this
too, baby.
People have all these thoughts like,
Is that right?
Oh, it's science. You gotta trust God. Blah blah. I'm gonna be very clear. If God says you're not getting pregnant, honey, you're not getting pregnant. It doesn't matter how good everything looks.
Nope.
And so it was time to do that. And I remember telling Chuck, I was like, I just feel like weird about this. And I prayed, like literally like face on the ground, laid out. Jesus, if this isn't what you have for me at this point, please don't let me use this embryo, because this has been very expensive and this has been hard on me. And I got a fever within an hour, and that will take you off the table. You can't do your transfer. Yep. So then we geared up again, and so now I'm sad. Like
wait. What?
Yeah. That's right.
So you started all over? Like
no, because I still have my embryo, so I don't have to start all over, but I do have to start all over on these medications for the transfer portion.
To make the eggs again, and then to pull them out.
So they have to pull them out. So basically, chips in the freezer. The baby is in the freezer. Babies are in the freezer.
Wait. So you don't need to do any more eggs or anything?
No, they still have the 2.
Okay.
They still have the 2. She just got the fever, so she couldn't go.
So they couldn't put them in her body.
Yes. Yeah. So they're in the freezer. Yeah. So I'm upset. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. People get pregnant all around me. Why me, right? Mind you, like everybody and mama is getting pregnant. Everybody who tells you that they want a baby literally gets a baby. And then
Marisha got pregnant, right?
Yes.
I did get pregnant during that
Alicia,
time.
Alicia, you're exaggerating. And then all of a sudden he was like, you're not exaggerating. Every single person that tells you that they want a baby and you encourage gets pregnant.
They get baby.
And so, mind you, I'm in children's ministry. All these babies are around me all day, teaching people's babies about God. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, bless me. I'm being kind in our conversations. Bless me, Jesus. Mm-hmm. And then
can I pop in
right for
there?
Another embryo transfer. And I'm praying the same thing. God, if this isn't what you have for me, please don't let me use this embryo. And then COVID hit, and I was scheduled for 2 days after they canceled all elective surgeries.
Yep, sure.
So they canceled me again.
I remember.
Dang.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah. Hold on. Tell me.
For you. Oh, man.
When you talk about the people getting pregnant around you, how did you process that, reconcile that, right? Because do I remember incorrectly that you didn't come to our baby shower?
Yeah, I couldn't go to any baby showers. I think
I
attended. I went to 2 baby showers the entire time that was happening.
Mm-hmm. So like, how was like, you know what I mean? Like, how were you like processing that? Like, how did that feel? And how did that work with God? Like, you know what I'm saying? I
was incredibly hurt, and I wasn't able to be honest with God about how angry I was. And I had some support. I think my greatest support was Danielle and my friend Kelly. But people like said really hurtful things to me, like, well, you should probably consider, like, what if God just doesn't have this for you? What if the answer is always no? And I would just like be in tears. I prayed. I had like a prayer board. People were praying for me. But honestly, I was so broken. And I wanted to be able to show up for the people that I loved, right? And it wasn't that I didn't want other people to have that joy or those blessings, but it's hard to show up for people when it is a reminder. It's not that I wasn't happy for them. It was just a reminder of my own loss of like not being able to attain my dream.
That's good.
So I hid all the time. And like, and I'm one of those people, like, people's babies would come and have dinner with me and in the restaurant. Like, they would leave their parents and come spend their time with me. And then I would have the best time, and then I would get in the car and cry. Like, I've never cried as much as I have over babies.
Yeah.
And I still cry over babies. Like, let a baby get baptized at church. Lord Jesus, I'm done. Crying. I don't even know that kid. Yeah, I know all the kids. But like, yeah.
From my perspective, when she was going through a lot of that, she was withdraw from me. So some of it is like, I don't really know what you're dealing with because you're not really sharing anything.
Oh yeah, I used to get in the car and leave.
So she was kind of distant in that regard. So wasn't quite sure what my input should be. So I was just trying to be there, whatever that means, right?
Right.
Then the other part that I think I just started noticing more about this, I guess, birth journey. Most of the times if there's an issue, people just automatically assume, well, something's wrong with the girl. Well, I could be your surrogate, right? Or these sorts of things. So, well, just you got to do X, Y, Z. So, a lot of people in my family even did that sort of stuff, and it's like, Cookie's fine. The problem is me. But people just couldn't wrap their heads around that. So they would continue bugging her, saying stuff that just is that's not applicable. Like, stop saying dumb stuff. Like, that doesn't even make sense what you're saying. Oh, I can be your surrogate if you need me to carry the baby. She can carry the baby just fine. Why are you saying that? You guys aren't pregnant yet. It doesn't have anything to do with her. Be cool. Like, stop. I also noticed how people would ask women all the time, you married, oh, when are you guys going to have babies? You guys don't have babies yet? They were almost intrusive in the way that they asked. Like, y'all been married for how many years and you still don't have no kids? Sort of stuff, right? They don't say that stuff to guys.
Right.
I say, if I ain't have no kids, it ain't none of your damn business. What are you talking about, bro?
Right.
Because that is going to be my response to whoever, right? Parents
Yeah.
included. It's like, hey, you ain't got nothing in on this. Be cool. Right?
He did a really good job of covering me once he realized how hurt I was. Like, Chucky was like, he jumped in and on any conversation whenever that happened. And I still appreciate that.
And in your marriage, when you are feeling that way and kind of withdrawing, and Chuck, you're trying to figure that out, like, marriage-wise, where do you think the condition of the relationship was at that point?
Just fragile. I think it's just kind of fragile. I mean, I think that's. I'll let you kind of answer that, but I'm going to say fragile. Because everything is touch and go. You don't really know what's going on.
I'm about to be real nice to you.
So you
Okay.
don't really know. One day you might be cool, but then while we're at dinner on our date night, here comes this kid over to our table toddling. It's like, well, I know ain't nothing happening after dinner tonight because she gonna be in the car crying all night. No dessert today. And then we didn't even talk about that. The sex part. It's like even when or after the the vasectomy, you're trying to see if things are working or trying to. Now we are timing and now we're taking temperatures. Oh, this is the day. Let's do it. It's like, what is that? Warm me up. Take me out. I'm not a microwave. It's like
Classy. You're a Dutch oven.
right. It's like, man, but legit, it's like. So you might hear that like, oh yeah, well, you just do it every day. It's like, yeah, it sounds good in theory, and then it's like, I've been working like 35 hours a day, and it's like, yeah, well today's the day, so get to it. It's like, nah, I don't even feel like it. I don't even want to. I don't want it tomorrow. Tomorrow's too late, right? You have to go when the iron strike while the iron is hot. That's what it is. Yeah. So I don't know. Sorry. What else did you have to add on that?
So. The third time that we were supposed to transfer, I had been on medication for a very long time at this point. Like months. on and off medication for a very long time.
6 months. December, January, February, March. You did your transfer in May, didn't you?
Yeah, April, May. So it has been a long time of like this kind of understanding that we actually started in December because that's when we did the egg retrieval. So I've been on medication for all this time. They call me finally. They're like, "Hey, Alicia, we would like to get you back on the schedule." And at this point, I'm angry, and I'm like, "I don't even know if I want to do this anymore." And they're like, "We understand. We're gonna call you back in a few days and see what you're saying because like the window is open again and we want to do this." And I had so much anger. I didn't even take my medications properly. After being so mad at him for that, I was feeling a bit, not vindictive, but I had I was harboring some resentment. And so I want a little bit of get back. Maybe that is vindictive, right? Not get back at Chucky, but just like at the system of fertility, if you will, right? And so, I suddenly decided that Chucky was the enemy. And when I tell you that, like, I had this feeling of like, I felt so distant from him. I didn't like him. I didn't want to talk to him. I almost felt like he was a stranger. Like I was that disconnected from him. So, I wasn't sure that I wanted to continue the marriage. And so I said, we need to go to couples counseling because like I was irate. Like I cannot explain to you how angry I was, right? At him, just for everything that I had to do. And so we started going to counseling, and the counselor met us and he said, Mrs. Baker, I know how angry you are, but there's nothing between the two of you that suggests that y'all should divorce. You're actually very well suited. And I was like, yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Watch this.
And so we're continuing on our journey, and I'm just like really just explaining like all the ways that I feel unseen by Chucky while we're in our counseling sessions, and my pastor's praying for us, and we're both praying separately because I won't really talk to him, and it's approaching time for this. It's embryo transfer. Right. And when you're on these medications, what does not happen is getting your period. You should not get your cycle. Right.
Because your lining is supposed to be thickening up because they're going to put the egg in, the fertilized egg in. And that's supposed to be the environment for a baby. So you're not supposed to shed that. It's supposed to be there because you're taking drugs to make it thicker. And then they add the fertilized egg. The environment has already been created. Good to go. And so no periods.
And so here is our great unknown. Ready?
And then she gets her
Alicia gets her period.
Before the third
How soon before the appointment?
So I'm supposed to transfer in like 2 weeks.
Something
It was like in 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
And like so they check your lining on this date. Like let's say that like they're gonna check my lining in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna check it again in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So basically 10 days out,
Yeah.
I get my cycle.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I call the doctor. The doctor's like, well, we'll have you come in and we'll check you like we're going to. I can't tell you whether or not we're going to have to stop your transfer for the third time until you come in. And I'm crying so badly to Chucky. And it's the first time I think that he had like really seen me sob or maybe even really cry in our relationship. And so he's just like I went to bed, like I couldn't eat dinner. I was just miserable. And he's just like praying over me. And that's when we had that moment of like, if it is this hard, maybe this isn't what God has for us. Mm-hmm. We had that moment that night together. Mm-hmm. And so then Chucky, all of a sudden, he just like he didn't turn into it. He's always been this. But like he showed me like the most amazing partner. Because I was furloughed at the time because it was COVID. And what he would do is in the morning, he would get me out of bed. He would make sure I showered, make sure I got dressed, and he would take me to work with him. So he would take me into the office. And he would he would always have lunch with me. He would keep me in his office with him. And he just like loved me through the mess. Loved me through me not remembering how to love him appropriately, right? Mm-hmm. And so even when I wasn't choosing him, he was choosing me. And I remember he said to me once after our counseling session, he said, I know all this has been hard and that I've disappointed you. But I want you to know that I want you to be happy. And I think that you are a wonderful enough person that should you leave me, you will remarry. Mm-hmm. And you'll be happy and you'll meet somebody. But I just want you to know how much I love you and how much I want to be that person to love you. Mm. And so once we had that scare of like, this might, like I got my period, what are we going to do? That kind of brought us back together a bit. Mm-hmm. And then I started fasting. And so what I did was I fasted. Ooh, I always say I never fasted before, but that's not true.
I don't remember.
Remember, I didn't talk to anybody. I fasted from like conversation. So I didn't talk to anybody for like those 10 days except for Chucky and God.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was it.
My bad.
So nobody knew we were transferring. Nobody knew what we were doing.
Nope,
we were doing this in silence. Mm-hmm. And I went back to the doctor because the doctor was like, well, honestly, your lining is not good. This is not good. But it's not so terrible that that I don't think we could transfer. So let's play it by ear. Mm-hmm. So I came back in 7 days and my lining was 14. And when I say that that's phenomenal, like that's real impressive. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that you would expect that the doctor would have expected my body to do in that time frame.
In 7 days.
In 7 days. Mm. And then they transferred Chip. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, like, the very first time I peed on a stick, it was very obvious that I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And then one of the reasons it was our great unknown is like, it was hard for us to believe that I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So like literally I was peeing on a stick every single day, probably up until I was like 10 weeks pregnant. Mm-hmm. So I had that many pee sticks, y'all.
Dang.
Right?
Wow, yeah.
Fur on them. It was nasty.
You were keeping them?
You still got them?
I don't. No, I don't. He is not going to. No, I don't.
Got them in a scrapbook.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Shrink wrap.
No, I kept mine for a while.
Put the date on them.
Yes, and then we ended up having this perfect baby who like loves Jesus and like he already can pray and like just and we'll tell you, he'll say, I love Jesus, right? But
he potty trained himself.
He is currently potty training himself. That's true. But like we went from we had to go through so much money. Like we literally thought
he don't believe me. He
we thought
laughed.
I believe you, but that's
like
so funny.
At one
Say
point,
that
it
again?
literally looked like. At one point, it truly looked like the Bakers might be divorcing, and they'll never have a baby together.
Yeah.
Can I jump in there?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but you came over to our house.
Yes. Yes, I did. Now that you say, I do remember this, and I was like, I don't think this gonna work out.
Oh, you told me you was gonna leave?
Listen, I would have told anybody. I would have told the man on the
No.
phone.
No, she didn't
I
say
know
that.
what you is.
She didn't say that. She
She-
just needed a hug.
She needed a hug and a haircut.
Girl, thank you for that. My bangs was flawless too. Those were the days.
It's like, I wanted the dark skinned dude anyway.
Instead, I got a light skinned friend. Looked like.
Michael Jackson.
But so when you got pregnant, like when, after the like 10 weeks or the 12 weeks of being pregnant, like the positive pee stick, how did you feel? Like, how did you reconcile with each other? How did you reconcile with God? Like, the celebration, like, what did that look like?
We rejoiced when Chucky, from the moment he found out that I was pregnant. I think he was celebrating every day for like 3 months, and he could not stop telling people that I was pregnant. And I had this like.
Did you guys wait the 12 weeks to tell people, or did right away you told people?
We told my parents and and his mom, but I think we waited.
Okay.
We didn't tell the whole world that I was pregnant until 3 weeks before Chip was born.
Yep.
So because we were
gotcha.
so nervous. But I remember I used to pray for Holy Ghost filled embryos. And I was like on fire. I was like all gospel music. I was always crying, always praying, always had the word. Like
She ain't nothing like that now.
oh my God.
Now she heathen. Baby out here cussing.
We were so happy. I had the happiest pregnancy. Like we were I think that was the start of what you see now, you know, of this kind of we literally said once Chip was born, we looked at each other and we said, if we could do this, we will never divorce. Like if we got through that, we can do anything together.
She said that. She has that's what she has
That's
said.
good to that's good to hear that there wasn't so much fear that it stopped your rejoicing, you know.
Right.
That's awesome.
Once it was in there, we was like, oh, he in there. Jesus said yes, finally. Well, the answer is yes. That was it.
I say yes, Lord, yes. I caught it.
And now we want another one. And it is equally as hard.
I was just about to ask you, because you hinted
No.
at it in the beginning, and I was like, did I hear that wrong? Is she
Wait,
talking
listen,
about?
it's been no easier. It's been no easy. The only thing that's easier is we have Chip. So, like, there's a buffer.
Yeah.
But, like, it ain't going
Yeah.
well. It ain't going well.
It's not.
But y'all been through it. Does that make a difference, or is it still
'Cause
as
we haven't
emotionally?
argued all about it.
We got Chip though.
Okay.
Have we argued about this at all?
No.
I don't think so.
That's because Chip is here. I think part of it, just keeping it funky. I had a baby with another girl, right? Although my daughter's grown, on some level, I think that messed with her, wifey woman psyche. You gave this other girl a baby, you can't give me one. What's up with that? So I think that was part of her attitude there, with me.
Yeah.
Not to say it was valid or invalid, but I mean her feelings were that's what she was feeling.
Yeah.
Feelings are valid.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, I'm trying to get you one too, girl. I'm trying. But now that we have Chip, I don't know that you have those feelings anymore, or you even consider it.
No, I don't consider that.
Yeah, she didn't. Like,
I think what's hard now for us is that we have what you call a trap baby.
we do have a trap baby.
Like he's potty training himself. Like he is.
No,
he knows
no,
he's
no.
really really smart. He's super articulate.
Like, we're supposed to be potty training them. So we bought we bought a potty, right? And so like his potty's upstairs. It's like we be downstairs, we're doing stuff. It's like, Daddy, I got pee. I was like, bruh, your potty's upstairs. Just use a diaper. I got stuff to do. It's too big. We're doing too much right now. Mama did the same thing. So I said, well, let's buy him a potty for downstairs.
That's not what happened.
So we got the toilet seat.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay.
We got the toilet seat cover things to try to do it that way.
Yeah.
That didn't work out either. So it was just too much. I was doing too much. Mommy's trying to run a business or start a business. So really, we just didn't devote the time necessary to be consistent enough to take him to the potty. And so, I guess about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he just got tired of it. He started taking his diapers and stuff off. Like, I said, I gotta pee. And he just take them off. He take himself off. It's like, I'm going to the potty myself, obviously. We're not sure who's the child and who's the grown-up in this relationship, Mom and Dad. And ever since then, he's been using the potty on his own.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
That brilliant
So look at
first
him.
child.
Go, Chip, go. Yes, buddy, you can do it.
So I think we both want to give him a sibling, and
Yeah.
I also think one of the things that happened for me is like he is exactly like Chucky. Like he looks like me, but he doesn't act like me at all. He is exactly like his dad. And we're just really enjoying raising him, and also I think like loving each other more because we enjoy watching the other one parent.
Yeah.
And so it makes us desire another child because we have so much fun parenting together.
Yeah.
Like we are a dope team.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, our house is fun.
That's fun. Definitely fun. Well, hopefully we'll give him another one.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted our.
He's got a dog. He got a dog.
We wanted
He
our
was just
first to
chasing
have a
his dog
sibling.
around the house with a balloon.
Probably 20 minutes.
So
He
cute.
was he's chasing his dog. And the dog literally just walked up to us like, are you going to do something? It's like, we're laughing. We are doing something. We're laughing at you. Please keep running because he's coming. He's about to get you right now.
And the dog is huge.
Yeah.
Like the dog's way bigger than the baby, but he's just like, oh.
Sliding all over the floor. It's crazy.
What kind of dog is it?
A Bernedoodle. Bernie's mountain dog standard poodle, so he's
That's
about 80, 90 pounds. Yeah.
He's
Yes,
beautiful.
that's the kind of dog I want.
No, this dog is big.
I know it's big.
No.
Yeah.
I do know.
You
I
can't
do know
do
what the
it.
dog is talking about. That's the kind of dog I want.
Oh.
I told her
Yeah.
I want, when we get a dog, I want a big, happy, silly, kind, like funny
Biscuit.
dog
Yes.
like that.
That's Biscuit.
like people who say they don't like dogs, like her grandmother, does not like dogs.
She loves
She
Biscuit.
love Biscuit. Biscuit's a trap. He a trap dog. Biscuit's a
dog and
trap
a trap
dog.
baby.
We got a trap dog and a trap baby. We got both of them.
We tried to get another dog, and then I gave it
It didn't
back.
work out.
It didn't work out.
I was like, he was free. She was free too. I was like, yeah, you can freely receive, freely you give. Get this up out of here. Get this out. we don't want this no more.
See, look. There he is.
Cute dog. Yeah, he pulled it up. A picture. Cute
It's
dog.
big, isn't it?
Humongous.
Yes. The kids would love it.
They're very
The kids
friendly.
love that kind of dog.
And love kids.
The kids would love that
Chip
dog.
has legit put his whole hand in Biscuit's mouth, and Biscuit just like, get out of here.
Because
Plays with his food. Like he eats the dog food while the dog is eating his food.
Okay, that happened only a couple times.
It's like, you eating something? I want some too.
And the dog is like,
Dog be like, you like it too? I like it. This is good, ain't it? I ate this yesterday too. I think I'm eating it tomorrow. It's like, what?
Oh,
That's
man.
Biscuit.
I cringe from them eating their own food that fell on the floor, let alone dog food. I need to. Yeah.
Right.
man, thank y'all for
He does
I'm
survive.
so happy y'all showed me that dog. That is the dog
But their dog, he's looking at puppies.
No,
their dog
look, this
is
right here.
humongous.
Right
and will
here, this
sit
one.
on
No,
you.
wait.
I
He's
know. I've seen a
humongous, but
Bernese
he's
Mountain
a lap
dude.
dog and he's graceful.
He's very graceful.
I've seen a Bernese Mountain dog.
He Biscuit does not get in trouble. He does not get in trouble. Like, actually, Biscuit is in here right now and you don't even know. He's asleep.
Yep. Right over there.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't been over here one
you,
time.
The
Come
kids
here,
would
come on.
love that.
Look
The
at that.
kids
Come
would
on.
love that dog.
Come here.
Come here.
You're not going to come?
Here. Want some food? Want some snacks? Here, look.
They would love
He's
that
like,
dog.
I was asleep, guys.
There it is.
He was sleeping. Come on, Roni. Let's see if he'll stand up. Can
You heard him
pick his paws
grumble?
up?
Come here. Oh, come here. There you go.
We'll let you see him.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What's up?
Look
Okay,
at his
all right.
head. It's twice as
I
big
know,
as his
I know,
head.
I know.
You say
That's
hi?
a big dog. Oh, he's so cute
Say, I'm
though.
a big puppy. Say, I'm a big puppy.
This was
Because
he
of the-
got
be-
through a lot of it.
Because of the poodle mix, is it like not hypoallergenic?
Yeah, he's hypoallergenic.
So
Because
no
I'm allergic
shedding.
to everything.
So
good to
so
know.
no shedding.
He sheds a little bit, but only a few times a year.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's got humongous paws. Look at this thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a big baby. That's a big baby.
Have I Biscuit?
See?
Thank y'all for sharing all the ins and outs to that,
Yes.
because I think when you said something about not knowing if it was going to happen and it causing tension. I think even with us with this tour, so we did check. I don't know if you know, but the month after we got married, we got in a car, a 1999 Cutlass Oldsmobile, and drove from LA all around the U.S. for a year, popping up in cities. Well, and with our wedding money, we said, like, don't do gifts, give us money. We had $3,000. That's what we had to live off for the year. And people gave us donations along the way. And we would pop up in the city for 2 weeks, and I would do concerts for youth organizations. Marisha would do dance workshops, just wherever people like needed what we had. And we did that. So with this tour, we had never thought about doing it again. Not never. We wanted to do it again, but we were like,
We
I don't
did
know.
think about it, and we were like, no.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know how that would go, because we thugged it out a lot and we would want to do it differently. We think we need more money. And then once we had kids, we were like, yeah, I really don't know how we would do that. And then God proposed that to us last year during, figuring, like I had gotten fired. And so we were figuring all that out. And like in the middle of that, he proposed that idea. And we're like, this is not a solution to like buying groceries. Like this is like
No,
why is this? Yeah, it was like, what is this? What do we do with this, God? And so we finally said yes. And so
I thought it was going to happen. Like,
it is going to
like,
happen.
No, I mean, like, within, 6 months. Like, I
yeah,
thought
I
we'd
mean,
be gone on the road.
3.
Yeah, I thought it would have been happen.
And so right now, with the tour is going to be like us getting an RV with the kids and traveling around the country, doing a national park thing, but also doing this podcast in live in person with people, to create a blueprint for people who are afraid to, say yes to the great unknown. Mm-hmm. And the part of where we are right now is we're in a space where it's like, we've done a lot of the practical things. There's probably like a couple more things to do, but it's like you gotta make something happen, God. And it's like, why are you taking so long to make it happen? Because the bills aren't slowing down, or just the circumstances seem to be getting more and more challenging, like you were talking about in your story. And it's just like, God, like, come on, man. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. It's easy. We've been walking together way too long. Like, I know this is a flick of a flip of a switch for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's encouraging to hear.
Yeah, it is.
You like the lining story with the period and the lining, and going back 7 days later, and just what God can do.
Yeah. And as frustrating as it was for you, you never gave up. And you want to do it again. Happily.
That's kind of comical.
Happily.
You do? We want to do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess we want to do it again.
And just like the faith that we have now, you know, like just believing that, you know, this is what our heart's desire, that we know he's more than capable, and if it's what he has for us,
that's what it's going to be.
We've seen him do it already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the part about the tension in marriage too, like there's been tension not because of the tour, but like just the circumstances that we're navigating. You know what I mean? Like has caused tension.
It's his fault. We ain't gone yet.
Right, yeah.
No, okay, it's not.
So yeah, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yes. And not to attach, you can...
No, you're good.
I was just thinking about, like, not to attach your blessing to, like, someone else's timing or anything, but you being best friends with Antoine's sister, you guys got pregnant, like, around the same time. Like, what was it, a month?
I think they're like 9 or 12, either 9 or 10 weeks apart, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really good friends.
Yep.
Yes, and you guys are really good friends, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then both of you trying again. I love that.
Oh.
I love that. Having had kids, if I could have had a best friend or a sister that was pregnant with me, oh my God. Or just like mom friends right now are so important. So I could only imagine it being someone that close to you. That's just beautiful.
It was a wonderful gift.
It was.
Beautiful. So. In closing, right? Is that where we're headed?
Yes, but you don't need to say in closing. Just ask the question.
No, I'm just checking to see if, like, that's where we're at.
Yeah, babe. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's shit. Oh, okay.
No, there were so many things we discussed, so I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to close? You want to do some of these questions?
No, just the question that you like asking.
Are these rapid fire questions or something?
We were going to, but we gonna save it for next time.
I mean, they could do
Would
it.
you guys come? Would you guys come back again?
We'll do a few of them.
Rapid fire. I would be willing to come back. You?
Yeah, we do it now. Let's do it live.
Okay. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
I don't care.
Thermostat, hot or cold?
Cool.
Cold?
You know, like some couples, some people like it high, some people like it cold.
The answer is 69 or 70.
69, 70. I don't know what that is. That hot or cold? I don't know what that is. Lukewarm, I spit it out my mouth.
Ew.
It's a scripture.
That's on the cooler side. Early bird, night owl. Early bird or night owl?
That depends.
Neither.
Yeah, neither and both. It depends. This is probably why we get along, because we don't really care that much about too much anything.
Okay. Ahead, morning sex or night sex?
Night. Don't you wake me up for that.
She's a fan of morning sex. We just did the other day.
What? Listen, on occasion, we can wake me up in the morning. But don't get used to it.
I won't. We gotta hurry up, Jill. It's still nighttime. We gotta make something happen.
Black coffee.
Just
Last one.
Morning, nothing happening. I'm sorry, what?
Last one. Black coffee or sugary coffee? Antoine calls it. Cream, milk, sugar.
I prefer
Coffee.
sugary, even though right now I've been drinking black.
Oh.
I prefer a medium blend.
That's not the question,
Salt
Chucky.
of cream.
Okay.
His answer is sugary coffee.
Pinch of sugar.
He eat lots of sugar. He's sugary.
Just a spoonful of
Sugary
sugar.
coffee.
Helps the medicine go down. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. See, you always.
What? This is not a rapid fire, but what would you say? Any advice to a man, married, young, not married, woman, married, kids, whatever's on your heart, whatever you would like to share right now? Go. Alicia's firing up. She firing up.
I am. I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Man.
Ask God to bless you with the fruits of the Spirit.
Okay. I would say, pray, use your brain, follow your gut. Pray, use
Alicia,
your
what are
brain.
the fruits of the Spirit?
What are they?
Yeah.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. Hey, love. That's how I teach children.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
whole
gosh.
song. And,
Oh my
Was
god.
that
It's
impressive?
a children's
I'm
church.
so glad I asked.
What if I was like, I don't know?
It's like they listen
Oh,
in the Bible.
wow.
Well, I was gonna say-
Whatever the law says in the word.
Yeah.
And that's why your baby wakes up at night.
Because we're loud.
Oh, man.
Push through the pain. Stay asleep.
Love you guys.
What'd you say?
I said love you guys.
Yes.
We love y'all too. We love y'all too.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with us.
This was cool. We'll
Oh
do it
my
again.
God.
I don't know. I
Yes.
hope we answered all the questions.
No, you're good.
I feel like
You're
we were
good. Yes.
laughing most of the time.
No, it's
But,
good. Yeah. That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. All right, well, we'll see y'all.
Peace, love, and soul.
Bye-bye.
If you want to know more about the Bakers, you can find all their information in the description on YouTube, or if you're listening to this, you can find that information in the show notes. So peace, y'all.